Jay here from I Wonder UK, day 41 of the Southwest Coastal Path Challenge. Yesterday I got as far as B Sands. I was heading for Torcross, which is literally just over that little hillock just there. I'll show you in a minute. About a mile maybe. Good day, good walk. Some nice straightforward bits and some nice little rocky bits to finish off as you come over start point. Today I'm heading to Dartmouth. I think the weather's going to be okay, but tomorrow is promising with rain. It's fairly early. It was very cold last night. I think there was a little like soft frost this morning when I first woke up, but not like yesterday. So the tent's drying out wonderfully because, as you can probably tell, it's windy this morning, and wind's my friend when it comes to drying out the tent. So like I say, Dartmouth today. The day after I was heading for Brixham, but I need to get to Paynton now. I've booked a B&B because my batteries are just failing on me again, and I literally won't be able to do anything. I won't have the phone or anything, so that's going to be a little bit further. So I'm heading for Dartmouth, but I may go a little bit further, but I think the end of the day is quite tough, so let's go and give it a go. Quick 360 of where I was last night. This is I think they call it the village green, this bit, but I've put right to one side by this wildlife lake at the end of B Sands. That's looking west or south. And we're off. This is where I was last night. No, I don't need to say it, but I'm going to, leaving no trace. Don't give people a reason to get upset. I left the wind to do its job to dry the tent out a bit, and it's worth waiting the extra 10 minutes just to get it dry before you put it away. You've got conditions like this with the wind blowing in. As you can tell, I've got my wind cheater up because even though the sun's out, it is cool. Today's walk, my understanding from, I've just had a look through the book to be honest, is a lot of road walking or track walking, which as we know is not my favourite. And at the end of the day, as we head into Dartmouth, there's a lot more sort of rocky bits to go around and climb up, so let's see what the day brings us. Quick look back, and that's where I was, bang centre of the screen now, just on the other side of this lake, far enough away from the sea so you don't get the spray, sort of condensation, mist type stuff, but close enough you get the wind. Not ideal. This is the spot, or the little area that I'd identified to stop last night. I knew it was a bit of a woodland, but the track is just, yeah, a dirt track and there is nothing else. And I considered fields, but as you can see, there's stuff in that field. So to pull over at B Sands is ideal. I spoke to someone yesterday who's done the path the other way around, and he said he did stay at Torcross. When he stayed at the east end, I want to say. But then I literally bumped into him again later because it was on a circular walk, and he said if you just like the inland lake at Torcross, if you go into there, he said you get a lot of night fishermen, so if you just pitched up your tent and pretend you were a fisherman, you'd probably come back. But just a few ideas. From the end of B Sands, I think they call it their village green, which is cool. It's about 25 minutes when you're going up steps around that little hillock to Torcross. Come to Torcross to walk through the car park and out the other end. And we're going to a street or Stret gate, which apparently is 2 miles. Pleasant enough path. Walk alongside this. What's this one there? Inland lake, which is really odd because you think that lake's there, it's a spit grass, road there, beach and then the sea, but apparently I thought it was fairly modern. But I read up on it briefly and they reckon it's about 3,000 years old, and the sandbar just moved over and that's where it stayed. Like I say, it's pleasant enough. The wind's blowing a little bit cold, but it's a little bank up here is protecting me. That was cool. As I was coming through the car park there, I just got chatting to a bloke. He was talking about the Sherman tank in the car park there. 5-10 minute chat, and as I was leaving, I just mentioned my name and said, "Hi, you know, nice to meet you." He went, "Hang on, you're that bloke on the South West Coastal Path Facebook group, aren't you?" I was like, "Yeah," which is quite cute. He said, "No, I really, really enjoy your posts. It's nice to see someone being truthful." So good. Shout out to you, James. And I want to say your wife's name's Mandy, but I remember your face forever. Names, I'm atrocious. I do apologise. This lake really is huge. I've been walking for about 20 minutes with it running down on the left-hand side of me. If you can get rid of the road, just up here, I'll be walking along the edge so you can see the sea at both times. That would be excellent. But it isn't, and I can't change it, so enjoy as it is. Walk alongside this lake, I just thought of, there are plenty of places you could just tuck up for the night. You need to look around a bit because there's some brambles, but the path is wide. Some of it's sand, some of it's mud, but some of it's like that grass covered sand, so it's quite compact. You get a peg in there, okay. And it's sheltered from the sea by this little embankment, which is probably just over two metres, so be a nice little spot for the night. We've walked past the end of the lake now, and street or stret, not sure, S-T-R-E-T-E I believe, it's about 3/4 mile away. That previous picture, best bus stop ever. Whoa, now, I think I was talking about that on the third day. Why don't we do stuff that nowadays? And there's an example of what we can do. Make it beautiful. After the lake, the path just keeps on continuing to the left of the road. It's like a compacted sand for most of it. Some of it's a little bit loose, but most of it's absolutely fine. Till you get to Strat Gate. It's like a little caravan selling coffees, whatever you call it. And then the track goes up the road a little bit to a car park and up this nice shaded footpath. It's going to be a warm one today. It's day 41, so it must be April the 10th. It's 10 to 11 and I've just had to take my wind cheater off. And I've opened out down to the neck. It's warm. Should have had shorts on. Still made the mistake of leaving them at the bottom of the bag. It's warm, it's not hot, but the air's just light breeze every now and again. So the temperature builds up in yourself. So but I'm not complaining. April the 10th, walking in a t-shirt. As you approach Stret, I'm going to stick with Stret. The path does slope upwards, slows you down a bit and a few steps, but it doesn't last for long. And you just walk through the village of Stret now. You have to go on the tarmac road to get into Stret, not very far, and past the post office, and just before a bus stop on the left hand side, it's turning right again, and I'm heading towards Blackpool Sands now, which doesn't sound right. If I get there, they do all day breakfast, Watney Red Barrel, and Kiss Me Quick counts, I'm definitely turning around. Just a quick one, I love seeing paths like that. Wiggly woggly, how did that originate like that? Cool. I was just wondering back in my head, and I almost don't want to say it out loud because I don't want to jinx it, but that's ridiculous because I've already thought of it. This morning I seem to be doing great. It's, yeah, I don't want to jinx it, but I seem to be doing all right. I seem to be really clocking the miles away. I haven't checked how many miles, but it just seems that way. And it got to me thinking, Jay, you've got a right tiger in your tank. Did everybody else collect those tokens? My first car was a Vauxhall Cavalier, and I used to have to carry a can of petrol in the back because I used to run it to fumes so I could fill up for 12 quid. So I got 2 tiger tokens, so I could collect them all up and get stuff that I didn't even need. 12 quid for a tank full of petrol. Seriously, the best way down on a wet day would be a plastic bag, an old school dustbin with the handle kicked off. So that must be Blackpool Sands then. No theme rides, can't smell any candy floss or burnt donuts in burnt oil, so it's not that Blackpool. Drop down to Blackpool Sands, you'd be walking along the road, but as you get to the bottom there's a stone built bridge. Look on either side, some thatched cottages and houses. Always been fascinated with thatched roofs, just love them. Straight after Blackpool Sands you turn into this gently ascending track coming up from the trees, which is, as you can probably tell, really shaded. The temperature under here on a summer's day, this will be fantastic to cool off under. As you can probably tell, the wind's got up a little bit. That's probably my fault for saying it was the right balance this morning between sun and wind. Unfortunately, when you walk up from Blackpool Sands, get to Stoke Fleming. When you leave to Stoke Fleming, there's more road work to do as well. Another 25-30 minutes. And then you cut through a National Trust car park and we're on the way to Dartmouth Castle, which I think is about 2.5 miles. But on this grey gravelly road, which is just, you know, it's okay. Fortunately, just 5 miles down that gravel path from the National Trust car park. Drop out right next to the sea again. Literally 5 minutes. So we're heading out towards Dartmouth Castle, which I'm assuming is around that next headland. And that would be the estuary going into Dartmouth then. And I'd like to go over to the other side of there and beyond a bit. Back to Compass Cove. From Blackstone Point you can see over to the other side of the estuary to Inner Frowwood Point. Not sure what that rock's called there, I'm not sure that's Shag Rock or something, but you can double check that. Coming around Blackstone Point you can see the path ahead. It's there's been some drops across some pastures and stuff, and a few uphill bits, but nothing that lasts very long. It's all very civilised so far. But apparently on the other side it gets a little bit more touchy with it. First we're looking to the estuary of the River Dart, I guess. Yeah, Dartmouth, makes sense, doesn't it? I only just worked that out a couple of years ago. It's not like I'm clever. Dartmouth. As you climb a little back off Blackstone Point, start going through these woods, which is very pleasant. Be nice little Sunday afternoon walk. Oh, It's Sunday afternoon. It's a very pleasant walk. After you drop down through that little wooden bit, which is very pleasant, just to the right as you're coming in, you can go into Dartmouth Castle. There's a bit of ruins and another couple of buildings, but quite nice to see. Another thing I was just wondering, I noticed because I'm on the way, as you can probably tell, back into Falmouth now. This morning, I thought I could smell someone's perfume. And it always sounds a bit stupid to say, excuse me, what's the perfume? It just sounds so cheesy, doesn't it? I'm starting to think it wasn't perfume because I'm smelling it more and more. I think it's just people who've had showers. Follow the road down to Dartmouth and then there's a turning right, don't miss it. It's Bayard's Cove Fort. This lovely little cobblestone road. Not great to walk on, but it's lovely. Ferry over from Dartmouth. When you get off, look to the right hand side, there's a post office with an arch to the left hand side. You need to walk through underneath the arch and immediately on the left, literally within 5 metres, is the steps coming up for the coastal path. After the post office and the steps, it's a little walking, maybe 15-20 minutes so, just down a single track. A single car track / road, and it peters out and then there's a turning right and you come down through these pretty woods. Another set of woods. I seem to be doing a lot of that today. Well, not a lot, but it's the second time I've said it, so there's at least 2 lots then, Jay. And we're back to the land of the steps. Heading out to Froward Point and I keep getting flashes at, no, I can't actually get a picture, but I can see Blackstone Point where I was out, I don't know, hour and a half, a couple of hours ago. As soon as I get a view I'll take a picture. Blackstone Point on the other side of the river now, looking back to Dartmouth, but out there is Star Point where we were yesterday afternoon. The estuary coming into Dartmouth, and the castle had a little look around earlier. Seems like this path don't get used very much. There's literally a blanket of pine needles which is like about 1 inch thick. As you're walking, you can feel your feet sponging in. Lovely, it'd be quite nice to put the tent on there, but I think it's a little early. Put the tent straddling the path. I don't know. Gun in place on something because the circle on the top, so the gun would have been able to rotate round. It's a little bit deeper. You could sleep in one of those, couldn't you? Just down the hill from that gun emplacement, there's this, which I guess was the ammo, you know, keeping all the ammo and stuff in there, which I'd seriously consider sleeping in. It's not that bad at all. Obviously a bit of human around, but you could clear up the other end. Lovely shelter for the night. But what's... that'd be the rails to run down to that other gun emplacement. But I'm curious of why it's unlocked. The others, there must be half a dozen buildings there, and they're all got serious locks on them. Strange to think there was there a couple of hours ago, and the other end, Star Point, right up there, literally 24 hours ago. Crazy what you can cover in a day, isn't it?